Okay, everyone, we are back and we will speak on our thoughts on the last channeling that we just recorded together. And so, Caroline, you as the divine channeler, how was your experience?
To be honest, Leo, so thank you, and thank you all of you for joining us for this video about our thoughts. This channeling has been quite not challenging, but it was less easy for me to channel. Maybe because I haven't prepared uh, enough, even though I had great food, etc., etc. I didn't have a juice with different kinds of veggies and fruits, etc. I didn't move, even though I stretched, but I didn't do some physical activities, and so I think that it was more difficult for the message to come through. Um, and yeah, and also I had to be focused, and also to keep track on the questions also. So yeah, how about you, Leo? What do you think about this challenge?
I thought it was amazing and yes, the answers that you were channeling through were, I feel, spot on, and they clarified so much. And just as you were talking about you felt like, so the Ashtar and our guides were talking about the sort of the balancing of our awareness of our body, and all the whether um and yeah, I felt when they were speaking on that, I think it's all connected. So yes, the just becoming aware of our body, whether it's our fingertips or our toes or the inside of our body, but also, of course, as you're saying, the things that we drink and eat. I feel they sort of help us become more aware of different areas of our body, and like the juices. I From my experience as well, when I drink the vibrant juices, it's as if there's more natural awareness, coming to I think spread out throughout my body, but I think also sort of, let's say, in the upper, and again, I want to emphasize that I don't feel, and I think the big message is that upper doesn't mean better and lower doesn't mean worse. It's just the direction, you could say, or where they're located. But I do feel like when we have these vibrant juices, they naturally sort of have this uprising sort of effect. And me as well, I haven't been drinking them. I have been, but not as I feel I want to get more back into the routine of having them more regularly, as well as, yes, the physical exercises. I didn't fully, we did do some meditations before we channeled, and that helped a lot. But I do feel if I was more, uh, if we exercised a bit more and became more aware of our bodies as well in that way, um, it would have flowed more it could have
Mhm.
flowed through more. But having said all that, I think it flowed through perfectly. I think it flowed through exactly how it was meant to flow through. And so, no regrets.
And regarding the message, yeah, it was very. Um, so thank you for your questions, Leo. And there were, it's like if there were different topics. One about the food, meaning that we must not judge the food, or because sometimes we can say, oh, I am having this food. Oh my gosh, I should not, etc. And so probably, if not only probably, but it can drag us even more down, because it's like if we are tapping on our hands and saying, "Oh no, I should not, I should not, I should not have it," and so there is also the uplifting part from time to time when we have a good and okay, it's very fast, but it's so good, and it in some ways, it brings happiness. So I think it's very into the balance. The theme was very about the balance, and also when we eat fat food, it's just to be aware that okay, it will impact our vibrations, it will impact how we feel, just because sometimes after a huge meal, we feel, oh, this way, and we just don't want to do anything or just sleep. And so it's also about the awareness of the effect that, okay, if I eat this or if I drink that, it causes this effect on my body. And maybe if I drink something else, if I eat something else, then I feel better, in fact. And to bring balance, and also to, if we and they were talking about the oils, and it's about the choosing also carefully what we are eating, if we can, of course, and maybe to, when we do it, to do it on purpose, to say, oh yeah, I will put some olive oil here and there on the tomato, and
Mhm.
but we do that with a certain awareness, with a certain excitement as well, and I think that it has also an impact, also.
Oh yeah, I definitely agree. Um, and yeah, just adding on to what you're saying, I think as you say, the intent, um, we can have a more wholesome intent, let's say, a more sort of, yeah, wholesome intent, or we could be doing things in a more um, maybe singular is not the most accurate word, but sort of in a way of because for me as well, and I know for many listening as well, a lot sometimes we eat just to survive, right? It's like, oh, I got to eat my next meal, otherwise I'm gonna starve. And I feel like there's nothing wrong with that, but I think that intent uh is more limiting,
Narrow focus.
narrowed, yes, narrowed, yeah. And so that also kind of narrows in the way that we experience life. But if we're eating food, and as you say, even if it's more of the heavier food, if we eat it with more, oh wow, this is gonna be so yummy, oh, it's gonna be so good, and then we eat it, that's a completely different experience. So I think I totally agree with that. And also for me, the big takeaway was the the awareness of our bodies. And as they were saying, there's so many you know, so many more chakras than just the major seven or than inside of our bodies. And I feel another main message was to begin to become aware of that. And I think we don't need to necessarily like pinpoint every single one. I think more so we become aware of maybe the shape of our body. And just by doing that, it's like, okay, I'm aware of just by moving our fingers, moving our toes and feet, it's we become more aware of the shape of our body. And then we can kind of understand that, oh yes, everything within my body is life. There's chakras within our cells in that way. And so just by becoming aware of the 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 shape of our body, this will also um, bring balance to our entire chakra system and entire body. And from that state, what I've also experienced is we naturally make more balanced decisions, whether it's the things that we eat or the things that we watch and see and listen to and all these things, because we're more rooted within our bodies, we make more balanced decisions and we're sensitive so we can tell, oh, that decision, nothing wrong with it, but it'll make it harder for me to stay in balance. And so that's also a part of what I'm experiencing and what Ashtar's and guides are helping me.
But I totally agree with you, Leo. I think that we are becoming more and more sensitive. When we eat some food, we are very we are observing some things or imbalance, etc. So the next meal, we want the experience to be different, and we are also, yeah, more and more feeling things, and this idea about having chakras in our hand, in different parts of our bodies, etc. It's also very interesting because most of the time we just focus on the main chakras, but we have other parts of our body. So it's like if we are just focused on the trunk of the
Mm.
of a tree, but not about the leaves and the branches and everything around. And uh and it's like if there can be also imbalance in those chakras that we are not aware of, meaning that in our hands there might be imbalance. So maybe, yeah, again, it's a part of the of being the of having more awareness, and also maybe to be more sensitive, because maybe we are very sensitive toward the major chakras and in our bodies, but maybe not here and there and there, and so it's very interesting, because again it brings balance. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. It's the analogy you gave. It's like we're just focused on the trunk sometimes, but there are branches, there are leaves, there are flowers, and it's important to bring our awareness to all those things, to spread it out, to spread out our awareness a bit.
Yeah,
Mhm.
absolutely right. Yeah,
Do
it's to spread the awareness, exactly.
you have anything else to add?
Mm, no, no. No, I was quite surprised that they would speak about sexuality, and but I think that it can definitely be helpful for many of us. That yeah, when we have all those thoughts, that it means it's okay. We can also just accept it and relax, and it's also part of life and being a human being. And but just again bring the awareness someplace else, from so that we are not stuck, whether it's here or here or here, but just again it's part of bringing balance to the to the play, in fact, to our life.
Yes, I love that. I totally agree. Okay, well, everyone, I thank you all for joining us in another episode of Thoughts On, and we're so happy and honored to be on this journey with all of you guys. And so yes, let us know if you have any questions that wish to be answered, and we'll continue posting videos.
Mhm. And we thank you so much for listening to this video, and thank you, Leo, for being the questioner today. Thank you. And yes, and we will see each and every one of you, and we will speak to you in another video very soon.
I don't know.
Adonai.